Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshulumilitam Jena Tashmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapistam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuta Parakamaram Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitam Sa. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorengi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrisavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataro Vyascha Kripa Sandhya Cha Patitanam Pavinivyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Seven to 24. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text number 24. 24. 7 to 24. Hiranyakashipu, king of the demons. Evam gunaibam myanane manasya bikala puman jati tat samyatam badre ya lingo lingavaniva. Evam gunaibam myanane manasya bikala puman Yati tat samyatam badri ya lingo lingavaniva. Evam gunaibam mane manasya vikala puman yati tat samyatam badri ya lingo lingavaniva. I chant it alone because there's no board. There's no board, so that's why I chant it alone. I know some has cell phone, but not everybody has. Word-to-word translation. Evam. In this way. Gunaihi. By the modes of material nature. Brahmyamane. When shaken. Manasi. The mind. Avikala. Changeless. Puman. The living entity. Yati. Approaches. Tat. Samyatam. The same condition of agitation of the mind. Badre. O my gentle mother. He, indeed, Alinga, without a subtle or gross body. Lingavan, possessing a material body. Eva, as Eve. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, Lesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki. In the same way, O my gentle mother, when the mind is agitated by the movements of the modes of material nature, the living entity, although freed from all the different phases of the subtle and gross bodies, thinks that he has changed from one condition to another. Please repeat. In the same way, O my gentle mother, when the mind is agitated by the movements of the modes of material nature, the living entity, although freed from all the different phases of the subtle and gross bodies, thinks that he has changed from one condition to another. Purport. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 84, Text number 13. Jeshadma Buddhi Kunapitri Datuke, Swadi Kladradishu Boma Jadi, Jachirta Buddhi Salitena Karhichit, Janesu Abigesu Sa Eva Goka. A human being who identifies the body made of three elements as a self, who considers the byproducts of the body to be his kinsmen, who considers the land of his birth worshipable, and who goes to a place of pilgrimage simply to bathe rather than to meet men of transcendental knowledge, not there, it shall be considered like a cow or an ass. Although Hiranyakasipu was a great demon, he was not as foolish as the population of the modern world. Hiranyakasipu had clear knowledge of the spirit soul and the subtle and gross bodies. But now, we are so degraded that everyone, including the exalted scientists, philosophers, and other leaders, is under the bodily conception of life, which is condemned in the Shastras. Sa eva goka. Such persons are nothing but cows and asses. Hiranyakasipu advised his family members that although the gross body of his brother Hiranyaksha was dead, and they were aggrieved because of this, they should not lament for the great soul of Hiranyaksha, who had already attained his next destination. Atma, the spirit soul, is always unchanged. Avikala Puman. We are spirit souls, but when carried away by mental activities, mano dharma, we suffer from the so-called material conditions of life. This generally happens to non-devotees. Haro Bhaktashya Kuto Mahat Guna. Non-devotees may possess exalted material qualities, but because they are foolish, they have no good qualifications. The designations of the conditioned soul in the material world are decorations of the dead body. The conditioned soul has no information of the spirit and its exalted existence beyond the effect of the material condition. That is the end of Srila Prabhupada purport to text 24, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, entitled Hiranyakashipu, King of the Demons. Hare Krishna. We begging permission from all the exalted devotees who are in this class to give us your blessings so we can say something. For my own purification. Here Hiranyakashipu is speaking philosophy that we are not the body. That is the statement of the Shastras, that we are not the body. The living entities in this conditioned world are suffering out of ignorance of the difference between the material body and the spirit soul. Our suffering is due to ignorance. So here Hiranyakashipu is speaking. My dear gentle mother, do not lament the death of my brother, who has already attained a higher destination. In other words, Hiranyakashipu is speaking. One who has left the body may be in a better position. For example, if the person has gone to the heavenly planet, or the person has gone to the spiritual world, and we in the material world are lamenting for the person. That is ignorance. Because who should lament for who? The one in the heavenly planet, the one in the spiritual world, or the one who is suffering in the material world? Lamentation for the body is ignorance. Hiranyakashipu is speaking. Those who have attained liberation should lament for those who are suffering in the material world. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu is saying it does not make sense for anyone to lament. And Krishna said that in Bhagavad Gita. Asochana basochas tom pragas badam se bhasa se. Pragyas badam se bhasa se. You speak like you are a wise person. Pragya. You are speaking as if you know. But those who knows does not lament for the living or dead body. Because if one leave this room and enter another room, do we lament? No one cries for that. Because we know that the person is not in this room, but is in that room doing other activities. So one who has this knowledge does not lament. It rejoices. Therefore, devotees celebrate the departure of devotee. Jai! Because the devotee has gone back home, back to Godhead. So we celebrate. A devotee appears and devotee disappears. It is celebrated. Because both of them are wonderful. A devotee appearance is to help the conditioned soul get enlightened. So his appearance is glorious. The departure of a pure devotee is also glorious because by his returning back home, back to Godhead, he is teaching us also the process of leaving the body. So in both ways, a devotee is always auspicious. Therefore, lamentation is meant for fools. No, there is also a transcendental lamentation that you see with all of our Acaryas. All our Acaryas lamented. That is not lamentation, actually. It is the expression of their ecstatic devotional service they are sharing. But less intelligent class of men will misunderstand. Anyway, so Prabhupada has quoted this beautiful verse here. Jasha Atma Buddhi Kunape Tri Datuke. A person who accepts this body, which is a combination of bile, mucus, and blood, urine, to be the self, he is Sa Eva Go Kara. He is not better than an ass or a cow. One who accepts this body to be the self. And also in Hare Krishna temple, we always speak, we are not the body. We are not the body. We are not the body. Always we speak like this. We are not the body. Why are we always repeating this word? We are not the body. We are not the body. We are not the body. Because we are still in the body. Here, Prabhupada said the non-devotees. But from experience, not only the non-devotees, 90% of Hare Krishna devotees on the body. We look at each other. What is the quality of your dhoti? What is the quality of your sari? What is the material qualifications? Many temples you go, they have to introduce the devotee to the devotee so they would know his material qualifications. What is that? The body. It is the body. Oh, I thought he's an illiterate person. Now he has 10 degrees. Yeah, then I can hear him. A body. That is a body. We are not the body. Yesterday we were fasting. How many people fasted to the time? How many of us fasted yesterday to the time? Majority of started eating. Looking at the time when the fast will be over. What is that? We are the body. We are the body. Majority of devotees, when they have a little fever, no Mangalarati. What is that? We are the body. For one who knows he or she is not the body, will attain Mangalarati, will chant his her 16 rounds in any condition. That is, they prove that we are not the body. For anyone who is still on the bodily platform has so many reasons not to do our prescribed duties. Philosophically, we are speaking. And so the Prabhupada said, any devotee who simply understands I am not the body is an impersonalist. He's an impersonalist. One who really knows I'm not the body will be acting on the spiritual platform. That is a personalist. That is a devotee. So we should try to understand every word our acharyas are using, not just philosophically. We should try to realize it. We are not the body. We should realize it. We are not the body. There are many devotees who will never greet me because I have a material body. Because it's black. If from experience, we are not the body. Don't just speak it philosophically. You should realize it, how we are not the body. Here, the verse said, a person who is on the body is not better than an ass or a cow. How many of us are not cows and asses? After spending 40 years in the Hare Krishna movement, we are still on the body. When are we going to begin devotional service? The devotee was giving Bhagavad Gita class. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text 13. Written on the board. In the evening, he was speaking. We are not the body. And the rain was about to fall, and the breeze blew the sacred board on the ground. He jumped out of the asana. What is that? I'm the body. He jumped out of the asana. I'm not the body on the Bhagavad Gita, but in practice is out of the asana. He is speaking on the verse. I'm not the body. We should try to understand what it means, but we're not the body. We should be acting on the spiritual platform. We should see devotees equally on the spiritual platform. We should see things that Krishna Consciousness means everything is eternally and consciously related with Krishna. And we have to use everything in that mood. That is the sign, the proof that we are not the body. Jasha Atma Buddhi. A soul who consider the body to be wonderful. Swadi Kladisi Boma Jadi. One who claimed the land of his birth or her birth to be wonderful, worshipable. Is on the bodily platform. And a person who goes to holy places to take birth, not to hear the sadhus. The scripture recommends we should visit holy places. What is the reason behind the recommendation? Because the holy places, sadhus live there, or they visit the places. So we advise to visit there so that we can have the opportunity to meet those sadhus who are living there, or those who are visiting the places. Then we can hear from them Krishna Katha. Vasishtha Muni, he recommends every civilized person should have the association of devotees. Even the devotees are not speaking to you, they are speaking to themselves, but you should simply sit with them and hear what they are discussing. You will have a wonderful experience. One, you will overcome death. Perfect example is Narada Muni. The Bhaktivedantas were not speaking to Narada Muni. They were discussing Krishna Katha among themselves. But Narada Muni happens to sit with them and hear what they were discussing. What was the result? Narada Muni attained perfection in 4 months, not 40 years. Narada Muni, he attained perfection in 4 months. He performed devotional service only in 4 months. Within Chaturmasya, he attained perfection. Simply hearing from the Bhaktivedantas, the pure devotees of Lord Krishna. He had. What was his realization? The nature of the Bhaktivedantas became attractive to me. What is their nature? Krishna conscious. They are fully Krishna conscious. The Muni became contaminated by the association of Bhaktivedantas. He became Krishna conscious. In 4 months. So Narada Muni is teaching us, don't be proud about how many years we have spent in the Hare Krishna movement. We should be proud of if we have attained perfection in 6 months, like Dhruva Maharaj. 6 months, 4 months. Katwanga Maharaj, 1 moment. And Prabhupada told us, 1 lifetime is possible to become God conscious. If we have bona fide association with sadhus. Why? Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, I have visited and traveled to so many places. I have visited so many temples. In each and every temple I visited, I saw in their altars that the deities are not there. Although the statues are there, but the deities are not there. Where has the deity gone? The deity is living in the body of pure devotees. Therefore, the perfection of my visit to holy places is Mandavendra Puri. That is where Krishna lived. Now I've attained the perfection of visiting holy places. So we shouldn't be spiritual scouts. And it's very funny. You see devotees who are going on the parikramas. They want to be the first person to go and see the deities. False ego. We are the body. We will not see anything. Because we don't have the eye to see. And Krishna is a seer. And we are to be seen. So, the sadhus, they possess Krishna in their heart. So it is not just the place. Sometimes, now we have all the holy places written in the books with all the pastimes. One can get the books and sit down and read. But listen, it is not the same. When you hear from a sadhu, one who has Krishna in the heart, speaking about the same topic in those places, and you hear with rapt attention, it has different potency. The potency are not the same. Because Krishna lives in the body of his pure devotees. And when they speak, what are they doing? They are planting Krishna in the heart of the audience. If the heart is fertile, if the heart is fertile, the pure devotee speaking Krishna Katha will plant Krishna in the heart of those whose heart is right for it. Who are those? Those who will drink it through the ears. Sukadev Goswami used the word Nivista. Nivista means that Krishna Katha is taken through the ears, not through the tongue. So we should go to holy places, not for betting alone. That is secondary. The primary thing is to meet the sadhus and hear Krishna consciousness from them, because they will speak and destroy the ignorant places there in the heart. That is the reason. For one who does not do this is simply visiting holy places so that people will understand. I'm coming from India. No? I'm coming from India. I spent 6 months in India and I visited Mayapur. What did you do there? Yes, you have spent 6 months in India and you visited Mayapur, but what did you do there? To eat eat at Govinda's? Cornflakes? Huh? Tomato chips? And some pizzas? That is not Mr. Tomato. There were Bhakti tomatoes before. Bhakti tomatoes. That is not the recommendation of the Vedas or the scripture, the Shastra they are speaking. We should visit holy places. The reason is to hear the sadhus. So we should make arrangement to hear. Don't just come and jump from one place to another place. You can visit all the holy places you can visit. And hear from what? Manodharma. Proper use the word here. Manodharma. Huh? No. We should hear from the sadhu. One who has Krishna in the heart. Let the person speak and will hear. That will be the perfection of our visit to holy places. At the end of our visit, we will become purified. And our interest in Krishna consciousness will increase. Our appreciation for each other will increase. We will be able to value each other, because without the association of other devotees, we cannot make it in our Krishna consciousness. Even you may consider yourself to live Lord Brahma, you cannot become successful in Krishna consciousness without the powerful association of devotees. We will be able to appreciate the devotees. We will be able to increase our interest, our determination, our faith in Krishna, in the spiritual master, in the Shastras. That is the proof that we have visited the holy places. Many devotees visited the holy places. When they returned back to their temple, they left the movement. Why? They have visited India. They have spent 6 months. They visited Mayapur. Why are they leaving the movement? Because they didn't take advantage of sadhus and hear from them. They simply heard from their mind. And as a result, they committed so many offenses at the expense of their own Krishna consciousness. So the philosophy is coming from Hiranyakasipu. Prabhupada said here, Hiranyakasipu, although he is a demon, but he is not a fool like our scientists, what our politicians. He is not like our philosophers. He is a devotee who is acting as a demon. Therefore, the knowledge of Krishna is in him. It does not go. That is the nature of Krishna consciousness. When it is attained, it is permanent. It will never leave us. Therefore, no intelligent persons who lament on the body, we should try to practice our Krishna consciousness in such a way that we realize that actually we are not the body, we are spirit soul. We should be acting on the spiritual platform. That dealings we should have with every devotee. Not some devotees, with every devotee. Because when we go back home, back to Godhead, what are we going to do then in the spiritual world? To go and ask Krishna, where is, I am coming from Australia, where is the place for Australians? I am a Bengali, where is the place for Bengali? It does not exist. I say, oh, my dear devotee, you have to go back there because that is where you find them. Here, we are one. In Krishna consciousness, we are one. There is no material considerations here. The bodily activities are not here. Here, it is only spiritual activities. Thank you very much. Comments or questions? One comment from... Devotees walking out of the speaker is an offense, according to Vaishnava etiquette. Devotees walking out of the speaker before the end of the class is an offense. The class has not finished. To walk out, the questions devotees are going to ask, you may not know them. And most of the realization come from the questions, not from the lecture itself. So some inexperienced devotees, they always make this mistake of walking out when the speaker finishes speaking. The questions are most important. Because the question has to do with what the devotee is having in the mind. So the answer is more beneficial than the whole 1 hour lecture. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Dhanyavad. First of all, thank you so much. My question is, you given a very refined, very pure lecture based on this very pertinent topics which we deal with on daily basis. And that is the aim of our life, being a devotee, to find out we are not this body, we are soul. But there is one thing called practical aspect of life. Because we deal with daily life and we have to do so many things. Because we cannot deny this very existence of this body. This body is there. We have to remain on two level on both time. So means it's like just switching the button on, like on off. So means sometimes we struggle find out this right balance. You cannot remain in one mode permanently. You have to switch and on and off. So what is the way, what is the balancing level point where we can just adjust ourselves in that situation, put on a situation, and we can find out, oh yes, we are body, not soul. Here we are body, we are not soul. And what is the practical aspect of this life? I mean, how can we in practical mode?
Yes, we are not the body does not mean we shouldn't take prasadam. We should take prasadam. It doesn't mean we should not dress. We should do that. It does not mean we should not sleep. We should do that. We should do all these things because we are neophyte. We should eat. We should sleep. We should dress because we are neophyte. Sri Gora Kishore Babaji Maharaj, he will chant the holy name throughout. When he's hungry, he will take the mud from Ganga and continue japa. Right? Don't do like that. You'll be sick. Raghunath Das Goswami, he will go to the rejected prasadam which the cows cannot eat. He will take that and wash it and eat it, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come. What a wonderful feast are you having, and you are not inviting me? When you were collecting money from your father, you were inviting me. But now you are eating transcendental prasadam, you are not inviting me. You are cheating me. Let me participate. Don't do that because we'll get sick. He can do that because of the level of his consciousness. It's not the body. The sixth Goswami is they gave up their exalted material position to come and wear cow pens and live under a tree. What is that? What is that? Every materialistic person wants to increase. There is no limit to our desire to accumulate. But here, a person is deliberately giving us such an exalted position at the risk of being jailed to come and wear a cow pin and live under a tree. We should try to understand what devotional service means and what the meaning of the word devotee. We are talking, when you say devotee, means a pure devotee, not a conditioned soul. So, if you want to do something, let us know the goal, then we can know how to reach the goal. If you don't know what is pure devotional service, how are you going to reach there? How are we going to follow the process to reach there? We must know the goal, then we can start working towards it. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text 10, Prabhupada said, when the goal is known, one can gradually traverse the path to reach the goal. The goal should be known. And at 3 levels, then in the purport he explained the 3 levels. When one knows a goal and is still acting on getting the result of the activities, the person is practicing karma yoga. When one knows the result, he knows the goal, and he is acting in with speculation, he is a jnani yogi. When the goal is known and the person is acting for the love of Krishna, that is the person is practicing Bhakti yoga. So we should know the goal. Then we can know how to work towards it. So we shouldn't be afraid to know the goal. We should know the goal. So we can know the process, how to get there. Yes, Maharaja. The last question? I'm sorry, because the time is already 5 minutes after. Okay.
Maharaj, I would like to give a comment, not so much a question. About us not being the body. Well, Srila Prabhupada, he was always teaching us we're not this body. But many of us, we don't follow Prabhupada's instructions. And he very much liked us to be ladies and gentlemen, Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And I see that very much so, when, like just coming in the temple door here. Instead of getting in a single line to come through the temple door, you're all squashing in, almost killing each other to get into the temple. But an intelligent person would come through the temple in a line and go out of the temple in a line so that he would get through much quicker and he would go out much quicker. Do you think this is more intelligent than trying to squash 5 of you through the door at once? This is being conscious. And also another thing that I specifically find that we aren't conscious of is that Srila Prabhupada taught us how to chant Hare Krishna. How did he teach us how to chant Hare Krishna? He taught us to chant Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But what do we hear in the kirtan? We hear everything but. We hear Hare Krishna, we hear Hare Rama, and we hear Jaya Gauranga. The other day I was out the frontier. A man came up to me. He's the security guard. He said to me, Jaya Gauranga. I said, Prabhu, go into the temple and teach those devotees to sing Jaya Gauranga, not Jaya Gauranga. So do you think we're going to make any advancement if we sing the mantra in a different way? Prabhupada said, this is going to destroy our movement. The other day I was walking back to the house before Mangalati, and I heard the kirtan in the Gaudiya Math. Are we Gaudiya Math? Are we Gaudiya Math? Yes or no? No. And what were they singing? They were singing Gaurango, Krishna, and Ramo. So we are not Gaudiya Math. We are ISKCON. And we are Srila Prabhupada's representatives. So let us take this very, very seriously. We are not this body. We don't do things because we like the sound of it. We follow Prabhupada's instructions. Thank you very much.
Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.